Innovative content. Global audience.
Hello, good morning, viewers. A very warm morning to you from London, the world's capital city. This is Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Princess Cassie. As usual, I have with me on the show.
Daddy Chris is here. Wake me up very early.
Well, it's not very early, sir.
Yeah, we go again.
Yes, and of course,
This
I
is
have
7:30.
Abuja on standby already. Kenneth and Mary is on standby this morning. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning from Abuja. Good morning.
How is Abuja today?
Oh, quite
Fine, as
okay.
usual.
Quite good. Yeah.
Kenneth, your face is as if you didn't sleep well. What's up?
Well,
I'm very going.
Yes, so I don't understand what's happening there.
Very, what are you doing? Where's your secret?
Kenneth is looking tired and Mary is looking all cheerful and happy.
It's a typical woman now. Maybe have a lot of people taking care of her. Kenneth is on his own. Yes, God.
It's a
there
woman-
is God, sir. There is really God.
Yes, and also we'll be joined right away by Luther Ismaila, a great author, book author, all the way from Washington, D.C., United States of America. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you today?
Good.
Sorry, we know the time difference, so sorry about that.
I want to wake you up, put you up. Let's talk about Nigeria this morning, because Luther, I did it because I know you love Nigeria. You are passionate, you want things to happen differently, especially in our political system, the way we conduct our elections.
You and Nigeria must move on.
Thank you.
That is, I love that word.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, Nigeria must move on. And we have quite a lot coming in from our dailies this morning. Is this happening to know that ahead of the elections on Saturday, we have been seeing some killings already. I think it boils down to a news yesterday where at Imo State, some of people did not even show up at all to collect GR, to register, and a lot of people also will not. I think a lot of people will not even come out. We all know that because of insecurity. But we've seen this morning attacks on the police, attacks on security personnel already going on in Kogi and some other states ahead of that election. And I don't know what this means. Is this a way to scare the people away? Well, Ken, what do you think? I think that with this already, that saying in Nigeria, I know if you die for another person's business. And me, if I'm there, I think I want to share the same opinion, because if something happens, your family loses out, you lose it as well. So why will I actually just go out and stick it? This was what a lot of people did during the presidential election, the general election. A lot of youth came out to say, okay, no matter what happened, we are standing by it to the end. And a lot of people also now felt their hopes were dashed at the end of the day. And today we're seeing killings again, attacks in Kogi, Imo, and Bayelsa.
But that is not enough reason for people to sit at home. Connect, I'll leave you out to connect.
But you know that not like people will not vote, they'll still come out to vote, but this only will reduce the numbers of voters.
I agree. So what our message to Nigerians is, then what I want to say before Kenneth say anything is, you know what? People go to church on Sunday, right? And they said they claim salvation because of what? Because Jesus Christ died, he paid with his blood. You understand? Sometimes the only thing that is not free, my people, is freedom. I'll leave that with you.
And let's not forget that even Jesus died, and today he's the Lord. People are serving and worshiping him. And that is what will I say? That is the outcome.
Yes.
But in Nigeria, once you die, you're gone. Your family will live with the pain.
You see what I like? Freedom fighters over the years. Nelson Mandela was in prison for 27 years. He came out successful, but many died. But at the end, the result is what we saw. Let's put it this way. In Monday Day Obama, everybody said the dream of Martin Luther King came out in Obama. You might not be the one. Moses led people to the promised land, but he didn't actually inherit the land. He was not part of those. He didn't get in there. So sometimes this journey is a journey for God, but you cannot stop the journey, what God asks you to do, because you are afraid to die. Because it's your assignment. I'm not saying you should go and kill yourself, but if in the course of doing what is right, somebody felt like he should shoot you, I don't see any reason why why it is you should stay at home. Anyway, there are no principles. Women don't like that. That's why the Bible said it is up to men to love their wife. Women don't want to die, but men always die for their wives.
It's
Is
actually
it
your
not
place
true?
to die for us and not the other.
I know. You see, I said, this powerful thing. I saw it. They said, I've never seen a woman that writes will for her husband.
None of them.
Is it? Is it a?
Kenneth,
None of them.
have you not seen? Because I've seen. Have you not seen?
I'm only
Well,
saying.
my little experience in the legal profession, the only people I see the women write will for is their kiss. I hardly see women write will and leave anything for the husband. They only entrust the husband to hold it, in trust for the kiss. But when a man, of course, is writing a
We're
will,
going to go first, Kenneth. We always die before them because they know the way to eliminate us. If you go back to the family, go home, you see how many people, where's your husband? He don't die 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 50 years ago. They're still there. You understand? So, only God will save us. So,
Anyway, we hope that we are just let's see the outcome of there've been a lot of meetings, briefing here and there, security meetings to beef up more the securities in Imo, Kogi, and Bayelsa as well. Now we see how that unfold by the end of today. But we'll move quickly now to the reviews of the paper. I'm going to come back to Luther during the reviews.
Okay.
And then we'll move quickly now to the Punch newspaper.
We love Punch, eh?
Yes, the
Very
Punch
well.
newspaper.
That's our best paper.
And these are some of the stories we have coming from the Punch. The main headline here says all-season elections, crisis rocks peace meeting, NLC strikes threaten Imo pools. And the rider says traditional rulers flee as parties bicker, Labour plans airports power shutdown, IG deploys new CPCs. 3 killed in Kogi as INEC rejects call to remove Imo wreck. All the stories on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says battle for Bayelsa, Jonathan Diri, Silva, canvas votes on page 7 of the Punch newspaper.
Bayelsa is going to be interesting.
Yes, it is. And we have another story here that says 5J for sharing Oshun ex-speaker's nude video. And that story is on page 8 of the Punch newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says certificate racketeering, Lagos Assembly probes LASU on page 6 of the Punch newspaper. We have a story here that says Israel Hamas Senate demands ceasefire, US rejects Gaza occupation. And that story is on page 18 of the Punch newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says NNPCL unveils new crude grade, ships 1.9 million barrels. And that story is on page 24 of the Punch newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says over $700 million remains trapped in Nigeria. And this is coming from foreign airlines. That story is on page 29 of the Punch newspaper.
It's not good for us.
We have a story here that says Nigerians lament as Canada suspend Abuja embassy operations. I bet this is coming on the heat of the fire outbreak, and that story is on page 7. These are all the stories we have coming from the Punch this morning. We have quite a lot, and we've seen that crisis. We know that that's something that is peculiar with elections anyway. We see crisis here and there, but I'm worried about Imo. I'm worried about Imo because we know that it has not been a very safe place because of attacks here and there, and now we're not seeing elections just around the corner. But there's a story here there's a story here that says over $7 million remains trapped on Nigeria foreign airlines, says Daddy Chris. I said it the other day while CBN said they were going to release some of these funds, and Kenneth said it was not a good thing.
You mean?
Yes, I don't know, but we have so much. We're saying that $7 million remain trapped in Nigeria.
For the airline?
Yes, for
Is it
the
because
airlines.
that's something Nigerian government continues to do, I don't know whether I'm very correct here, because what happened is if you buy tickets in Nigeria, you're paying through the current exchange rate, which is different from the black market. So meaning the government actually, that's the official government rate. So if today now, I'm sure dollar might be 700 and might still be 900, where in the black market is 1,000 something. So if you go and buy ticket in Nigeria, the Nigerian government will pay, because you're paying in naira. So it's that kind of money that the airlines are now waiting to withdraw from our treasury, which is wrong, because if you
But
don't
it's
pay them,
supposed to be, I don't know, is it supposed to take this long? Because we've
No,
seen
it's not
that
supposed to.
foreign airlines have been crying about this money for some time
that's
now.
that's why we should ask our government why these two tier of exchange rate. If somebody want to go to the market, if a businessman, when we used to come and buy cars in Belgium, we have to go to the black market to buy dollars. You understand? Instead of actually picking up your dollar from the bank, because it's not available for everyone. You understand? And the trick or the secret behind why Nigerian government is doing it is what I don't know. In the UK here, for instance, you can just go and take your pounds. It's the same rate that you exchange pounds. Though if you have to now, because of maybe the black market, anyway, they say element of black market here because they say you pay extreme commission. Otherwise, the rate is the rate. But Nigeria is two different rates. What the black market is giving us is different from what this is. So, and sometimes it becomes a problem for Nigerian government to actually pay for this money. You understand? Because and if you don't forget, the exchange rate is not fluctuating. So, and that's why the airline are not crying. If we don't pay them, we'll become bad market for them.
And they will not stop coming to Nigeria.
That is
we
the
travel
thing.
then.
Well,
That is the question.
maybe it's time we stop
And
traveling.
we don't have our own airline.
So maybe it's time we stop traveling. I don't know whether I'm correct in that in what I just analyzed, but that is just a big shame. You understand? We have no reason to be running these two tiers of exchange rates. So if you don't, the black market is doing well in Nigeria, obviously. But why? I don't know.
And then there's a story here. There's a story here that says, crisis rocks peace meeting. I was going to throw this to Luther, but I don't know that this is politics and he's not even in Nigeria. I don't know if he's, yes. Luther, I don't know. There's a story here that says crisis rocks peace meeting. We know that this is coming on the heat of the attack meted on the NSC president. And of course, the organized labor and the government have been trying to sit down to have a peace meeting, but we saw that there was crisis. Even traditional rulers, Kenneth, from your state, they had to flee because
Really?
yes, traditional rulers flees, and labor actually plans airports and power shutdown. We know that the organized labor had a major crisis with the state government some days ago, and he's still under treatment. Now, labor has been calm, but now they're saying they are shutting down. Power, airlines, land, sea, everywhere will be shut down. Is this even good because we have elections just around the corner?
President, this is campaign. This is for me. This is the election. This is politics, and it's a dirty one that Labour is playing. And if they continue doing stuff like this, they're only going to become more and more irrelevant. You're shutting down Imo State. Yes, with all sincerity, the brutality that was meted out to the NLC president was so undeserving. But you're shutting down a state because the NLC president was brutalized, and the police is here to come out to tell us who is involved in this brutality. Now, I was asking someone, I said, why is it that in an NLC secretariat in Imo State, there is no camera, no CCTV camera for the police to build a case to say, look at the face of people that, harass these people. Look at the people. So what does it mean that NLC was waiting for people to attack them and they were never prepared, on the security aspect? I got another report that the police did not, consent to the, protest as it is. There was no police, consent to the protest. So it means they didn't even have the security in the first instance until the attack happened, and then the police had to rush in. See, I'm not defending anybody. What I'm saying is this: these are educated people. These are smart people. But NLC is beginning to act like NURTW. pardon me to say that. They're beginning to act more like charlatans in political space. This is an organized labor, and you're shutting down a state where your services are not even felt by the people in the state. You're going to shut down air. Does Nigeria have any airway?
Kenneth, what are the alternatives? Because the truth is, are you saying that we need a rocket scientist to tell us that somebody attacked the NSC boss?
No, somebody attacked, but we
Who
don't.
could that person be? And people say, I speak big over there. You know what that thing is called?
I understand.
It's where that thing fly. That's where they make noise. You know where is it?
Ow, is it ow?
Ow. When you hear ow in the night, the next morning Pikin die. We know who killed the Pikin. No, we know. So Ken, don't play with us. You know, let us be sincere here. Okay, we know there's a battle. Okay, why don't we just face it? There's a current battle between LSC and the state government.
Why?
That is
Hey, Mr. Chris, I'm even confused what the young man in Abuja is saying. Police have a different job. NLC has a different job. They're not to the same thing. If there's a crime, police go do their job. If NLC want to demonstrate, they have their own duties too. They can do that. This two is not connected. So if NLC do what they want to do, police need to go. In America here, when something happened in my street, the police will act whether the president is there or not. So those are two different people. Everybody needs to do their job. That is what we need in Nigeria. If NLC want to strike, they can strike. If it's against
what Kenneth was saying, that the police did not authorize the protest, because if you're going to do a protest, police need to be ready.
Yes.
To manage it, you know, and
if that's what he's saying, that's different. If they don't have authority to demonstrate, that's okay. But if they have it, then they can demonstrate.
Yes, of course.
Because we need to be able to show these people in power that we're human beings.
Kenneth does seem not to actually, because of some of the activities of the organized labor, he's not in tune with it, which I agree. But the question is, what are the alternatives? If the NSC doesn't protest, we don't have any opposition.
Kenneth,
just go.
Kenneth, but let me throw this to you, Kenneth. That election was supposed to have happened, protest rather, was supposed to have happened last week, which was still like far days away from the election. That means they would have finished with their protest and gone home quietly. And then the election would have still, taken place on the set day. But there was disruption, attacks, injuries here and there, and this was put on hold. I've been making calls. I have been speaking with labor directly, and I heard that the man is away because he was referred to brain and head treatments and all that. And now they've been trying. I think the state government now is trying to talk peace, which the labor is not even ahead into. You know why? You can say, okay, let's talk peace, and then there is no justification as to what happened earlier, or no trace to these people.
But they're not going to admit anyway. See, Princess, this is a complicated issue. The state government is definitely going to play smooth right now. Understand? Let Kenneth respond, because it's up to Kenneth. He's the one.
No battle has ever been won on the battleground. At the end of the day, people are going to come back to the table
and negotiate.
You understand? So if NLC, now you begin to see my point. If NLC is not moving to an angle of peace, it's even when you have peace, you can now decide to know who are the political actors.
Angle of peace when somebody has been injured seriously.
Not even that. Kenneth, there cannot be peace. I hate peace. I want justice, Kenneth. Anybody that talk about peace, that person doesn't even talk to me. I want justice.
Somebody is injured already. I'm talking about peace.
I hate to talk about peace.
Let us get the polity stable first, then justice can come.
Yes.
You can see from the riders here, even your traditional rulers are fleeing already. This is more serious than we thought.
Yes.
And if you think that is something that I know that the labor will not want to disrupt the elections. That's what I know for sure. And I'm going to try my possible best to bring the head of information here to speak with him one-on-one. I've been trying to call him, and because of the president's health issue, they've been up and doing, but I'll try and see what we get out. And then let's see a story here. Let me throw this to Luther. Battle for Bayelsa, Jonathan D. Receiver canvassed votes. Now we know that the ex-president is from that state and he's throwing weights behind a particular individual. Now, do you think this will, bring any sort of succor to this person at the end of the day?
But is he still a member of APC or PDP?
And that is the confusion because sometimes
Well,
you see the
where
ex-president
does it belong?
coming to the villa to do party with our dear
Hey,
president.
Chris, let me answer her question.
Good.
Everything in Nigeria begins with election.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
If we can do election right,
Yeah.
why? There are technologies to do election correct. Everything every argument we have in Nigeria starts with election. Okay, let me ask you this. I know each one of us will use ATM machine. Have you ever gone to an ATM machine, you put your card in and it doesn't work?
It works.
No,
But
it works.
in Nigeria, it fails most time. Your card will even be swallowed.
Very good. You're the first person who told me that it fails in Nigeria.
Really? Mary?
Yeah, because
Really, ATM?
listen,
I agree with
I'm
that.
in Washington. I've never seen banking machine fail. Never.
No, even in the UK here, I've never seen money in Nigeria. Even
Very
sometimes
good.
you put the first card, it gets swallowed, and the second one follows. It does
Okay,
happen to me.
I agree with you. But let me just say the other. Let me say something. Okay.
No, I'm trying to correct that impression.
Hey, Chris, before I left Nigeria, phone doesn't work, telephones.
Yes.
But today, everybody, almost 100 million Nigerians have a phone.
They have Android.
So that is just an example. If banking machine works in Nigeria,
Yes.
and you cannot go to take money from a machine that you don't have money, if you go there, the machine will say, sorry, you don't have any money here. You can't even log in.
Yes.
That is the type of technology INEC need to give us. When INEC give us technology, and Nigerian people, my grandmother can vote for anybody she wants to. She doesn't even need to go out to vote.
Yes,
She can vote from her mobile phone for phone.
Yes.
When we can vote these politicians out, our problem will end. I'm from Kogi State. Why would Yahaya Bello? Why would he do anything better if he knows he can rig the next election? But if we have the technology, which I have worked on, okay, if we have the right technology, when anybody go out and vote, whoever you want to vote for, you can vote for them. Nigerian problem will end. As long as the politicians know they are on top, they can always rig the next election. Then we have nothing. We have nothing in Nigeria. We're all going to be killing ourselves and fighting. Governor Yahaya Bello will put all the money in his pocket. Now he has done his 2 term. He's trying to support somebody he knows so that person can be the next governor. Yes. So that means Nigerian people really don't have a choice. Yes. The problem is INEC. INEC need to give us a standardized technology that works. If ATM machine can work in Nigeria, then INEC can give us a standardized ATM machine. I call it election ATM machine.
I like that.
So that means you don't even have to go anywhere. You can vote from your house. Where is the talk going to see you if you're voting on your phone from your home?
Exactly.
And also that will even help security issues we have.
And even those of us in the diaspora, I keep saying, those of us in diaspora can then have a voice. This is our country, whether we are home or not.
Yes.
The last time we were talking, and somebody just said, "Oh, you stay in the diaspora," and I say, "You an idiot." You know, we contribute 25% to the Nigerian GDP. Yes. What we earn here, go back home. So it's an insult to say that we in the diaspora should not vote because we have a say. Whatever we do here, the Nigerian economy drains us.
Okay, Chris. What I'm saying now, I have done it for the United States government. I'm not the only Nigerian that can do it. There's a lot of Nigerians that can.
You know what I like about these looters?
The money they give
like you, the Joseph of our time. Let me tell you this, Joseph. This is why I came today. You guys are the Joseph of our time. If you guys read the Bible, there was a time we sold our sons say they sold their brother to Egypt, because they were angry, jealous. All right. What happened? At the end of the day, it is the same brother they sold that came out to save them. Nigeria need to know that they have Joseph of this day. And the Joseph are the people actually in the diaspora, knowledgeable, have the right contact, and actually have the right resources. If you look for money to do anything in Nigeria, and people and Nigerians alone in diaspora buy into it, that problem is solved. So we have so much. And I said, our leaders, I don't know whether they really want to address the key problem of Nigeria. Look at what you just said now, Lucas. We have a major problem. The truth is, nothing will work. The elections right now, you see the governor of Imo State, he's desperate, he wants to beat people up. But if he knows that people can vote from home,
Chris, I actually have a friend, Tony, who's running for governor in Imo State right now. I'm afraid for him, his safety. The election is in 3 days. Tony and I used to live in the United States here. All I'm saying is this technology, which the money they gave to Mahmoud Yakubu, that is enough. If you give it to me, I'll go on TV and say to Nigeria, when I give you election ATM machine, nobody, not even my father, can rig it.
Yes, and you can actually, what I love about it is you don't even need to go to ATM machine. You can do it with your phone. You see, all you need to do is download an app.
And even us Nigerians in diaspora, we can vote too.
That's what I'm saying. See, it got to a point where even if you want to register now on INEC, you do it online. You understand? Registration is going online.
But that agrees. Please permit me to have a different opinion to Mr. Luther.
Go ahead. Go ahead, sir. I love questions.
We're talking about technology.
Yes.
In Nigeria.
Yes.
It's a good one. The ATM voting machine you're talking about. This kind of innovation will work.
Let's look at the app. ATM is coming now.
I'm coming. Have we even wondered?
Going to ask this question. I love questions. Go ahead.
Have we taken into cognizance the culture of Nigeria when it comes to election? People want to win by all means. This is technology. Someone controls the back end. Is this technology indigenous, or are we going to import it again from the West? Is the West going to be the one handling the back end of what our people decide to vote? It means someone could tweak it.
Listen, I want to answer your question quickly. So
I'm coming, Mr. Luther. I have another one now.
Yes.
Now, we're also talking about, the technological aspect of voting. Do we have the framework? Do we have the network that can power such uninterrupted? I have an ATM card. There are times I've gone to the ATM, I put in my card, I'm debited, and I don't have the money. I have to go to the bank, like almost 1 week, every day, fighting. Sometimes I have to shout in the bank before I get my 3,000 naira back. In fact, I had an issue last month, the same thing. So what I'm saying is a good innovation, but I think we might want to build on what we have now and then look at how we can now expand and bring in technology. If you throw technology into Nigeria, I tell you, sir, you will have hush puppies. We'll have millions of hush puppies in Nigeria that will hack the system and will advertise it.
Okay, Chris, I love question. Let me answer him. Remember, before I left Nigeria, when I left ABU, I was probably 21 years old. I went to Canada. I've been studying computer science. Let me tell you this. When I left Nigeria, no phone was working. I was trying to call my sister from the airport in Lagos. The phone, I call 100 times. The phone doesn't even work. Now, what happened when MTN come with their technology? They got it right. The reason we don't get something right in Nigeria is the people. Listen, if I'm the INEC chairman, what I'm going to tell Nigeria, if I fail, I want you to make me crawl on my knee from Abuja to Kogi State. I'm going to tell Nigeria that I'm not going to fail because 2 + 2 is 4 anywhere in the world, whether it's in Nigeria, in Germany, or India. The problem is that we're not sensible. We're not realistic of what we want to do. ATM machine that is not working in Nigeria. I don't know which bank you're talking about, but whichever bank, I want to talk to the technology manager of the bank because there's a reason it's not working. There's a reason.
Yes.
Technology
Look
is supposed to work.
at,
That's all I'm
thank you so much. You made your point already. And I don't want to say this, Ken. You're looking at it now, Princess. You guys are looking at ATM. But I'm actually looking at a simple app.
Yeah.
Everybody, every Nigerians today have an app. And you can actually go to the business center and do it as well. You understand? So you don't need to. That's those of us that doesn't have an app. Kenneth talks about, the reason I answered that, Kenneth, is because you talk about electricity. No, every Nigerians, many
I have an answer. I have an answer to the
have
electricity.
more mobile phones in Nigeria than ATM.
And through these mobile phones, people are being duped, people are being scammed on daily
Princess.
basis. Sir, hold on.
Everywhere in the world. Everywhere in the world.
Hey, but, hey, Chris, you didn't let me. You didn't let me finish answering this young man.
I want to ask something, sir. Is this even obtainable in the Western world? Have we seen it somewhere, and how is it working?
Princess.
Oh,
No, the question I don't see.
No,
I'm
no.
going to let Gutas respond. What I don't understand, when I say something, look at wait. Anytime I say something, they ask me, is that it is done there? And I said, why don't the people come and copy from us?
Because Nigeria is not a country you want to start something with trial and error with, because we know ourselves.
No, Princess, this is a mistake. Nigerians are the most educated people outside. If you come to the United States, you understand? The percentage of Nigerians with PhD is amazing.
34%, 34%, Chris.
We should be the one teaching them. You understand? Let them copy from us. Who said we cannot? Is it not are you saying nothing good come out of Nigeria?
Okay.
Something great come out of us. You understand? The
Okay.
truth is what I really bought into, why I'm buying into is
Young man, I'm still going to answer your electric problem.
this will address our security challenge, like you said. You don't need to travel. People in diaspora, and we can now vote. Our vote will count. Can I talk about whether there's a back end? You know, there are some witchcraft you practice once you introduce a finish, it goes beyond your control. Science, like you said, is science. Can I, 1 + 1 is 2. There's an app, they have a back end. Every app has a back end. But if that becomes our challenge, you know what? The people that create it will open the back end for everybody. You know what was happening? The truth is that as election was coming out, the result was coming out in INEC, and you could actually monitor it. You understand? Okay. It's not that it was the last minute.
So, sir, all this thing boils down to INEC at the end.
No, but Beavers, of course, you need, without human being, nothing works. You can.
And who is INEC? Who is INEC?
Mahmoud. For now, it's Mahmoud. It was Mahmoud that failed us. If INEC had a good plan.
You know, these whole electoral issues.
No. Chris, INEC couldn't.
Everybody's supposed to be tracking INEC, not even the Supreme Court, not even the court.
Chris,
we need a reformation of the INEC.
Chris, INEC could not have a good plan because the guy is not a professional. He's a lecturer. How you go? You ever seen a lecturer who's a billionaire?
No, I agree.
Have you ever seen a lecturer who's a billionaire?
When they went to school, there was no computer.
Thank you.
When Mahmoud went to school, there was no computer.
Hey, Chris, let me answer the young lady's question.
When they went to school, so they had to educate themselves.
Okay, Chris, we're talking about electricity. Lagos State has just done their train system. What electricity are they using? Are they using NEPA? No, they created their own power system. If I'm the INEC chairman and I'm building a backend that the young man is talking about, the backend is going to have its own power. I don't care for NEPA. I'm going to listen. We can have electricity in Nigeria anytime we want. We just don't know how to do it, or we just don't want to do it. If I'm doing my INEC, I'm going to promise Nigeria that INEC is going to work 24 hours during an election.
Thank you very much.
Build my own electricity.
We're gonna have you, Lucas. We're gonna have your book. We're gonna talk about your book on the show.
When my book is finished, I want you to read it. Okay. I'm telling you this. All okay. First of all, United States is 7 times larger than Nigeria. You agree?
Yes.
7 times. State of California is larger than Nigeria. State of Oklahoma State is larger than Nigeria. So Nigeria is a very small country compared to the United States. And the last election, the one Trump's election, including Trump's election, most people were afraid to go out and vote because of COVID-19. Most people voted by mail. They just fill their form and drop it in the post box. I, the one talking to you now, I'm the program manager who supervised all the 50 states. We do what is called collation. We collect all the paper stuff and send it to each individual states. So if Nigeria is smaller than one state in the United States, why is it so difficult for us to have an election? Remember, young lady, I just told you the reason we have a problem in our country is that we don't have election.
That's true.
Our
maybe
politician, our
believe that
politician
they don't want
knows
this
our,
initiative
poli-
because they
our
know they won't be able to
No,
manipulate.
the one
yes,
thing is yes, that's it.
yes.
They don't want it. They don't want it. And number two, most of them again is out of fear. Can I just come up with the big fear now? Whether to work in Nigeria, you understand? So these are two things. So we need to
No, no,
face it head on.
my brother, it depends on who you made the INEC chairman. If you make me the INEC chairman, you don't even pay me, I will do it and just do it and walk away. Don't pay me. I don't even need the money. There's somebody who need to be very, very, very passionate about Nigeria because the problem of Nigeria is election. If we can scare, okay, let me tell you this. The reason United States is this developed before Trump, all their politicians,
You said before Trump, because
yeah,
Trump bastardized your system.
because Trump is a Nigerian. People are calling him Trump is a Nigerian. Listen, the reason America is this great, in my book, you're going to say the reason America is great. The people, politicians are scared of the regular American people. They're
Yes.
scared of people who walk in the. If a politician look you in the face and you look at him and say, "Why are you looking at me like that?" He'll be afraid. He will beg you quickly.
So is the UK. That's
Because
how it is here.
in Nigeria, it's the other way.
Yes.
It's the other way. We are scared of our politicians. Why? Because, for example, a politician can always rig the next election. We don't even know if Tinubu rigged the election. We don't even know.
No, he did not.
So here's what we're saying.
Correct.
We want,
That's an interesting one.
listen,
Can I
listen.
doesn't believe you know what? Do that.
We
I'm
need
gonna
to
have you
all
and Kenneth
read
now.
the papers.
Yes. You are gonna have a lot to say here. He
No,
doesn't
no, I
believe
love what
you
Kenneth
can
is
get
saying.
it.
I love, listen, one guy, I was making presentation in New York. One Nigerian guy asked me this question. He said, how are you going to do this INEC stuff when you cannot even identify? People don't have ID in Nigeria, unlike in London where police say, what's your ID? You show them your driver's license. They immediately know you. I explained to this guy, I said, in my book, we don't even need a driver's license. When you're coming to register, there are ways we're going to identify you. I identify 7 areas. Listen, your fingerprint, look at my fingerprint. It doesn't matter how your daughter or your son look like you. Your fingerprints are not the same.
Yes.
Your eye recognition, it doesn't matter how your children look like you. You are not the same. I identify 7 step. This 7 step that I'm talking about, my brother, it's already there. The technology is already there. We just need to adopt it. So you're coming to register. I say, show me your fingerprint, your palm. You show your palm, we capture it into the database. Show me your face, we capture into the. We already know who you are. Next time you're coming back to vote, just put your palm on the screen. The machine will say identify, or the machine will say error. That means it's not you. Okay.
I don't want to do that. I think you've seen that.
Okay,
You've seen that
we'll
enough.
talk
Do
about
that. You
that.
said that because I can see these young people talking now. They know that they have face recognition for their own phone, without which nobody can get it. With they have fingerprint recognition for their phones, so they don't tell me there's problem of identity in Nigeria. You
Yes.
understand? It can be
Yes.
done, and I agree with you.
So,
So what we need to do, what we need to do is way forward. I think we just need to wrap up
Yes,
your
okay,
newspaper
we
review.
move on quickly to the next newspaper, and that will be the Guardian newspaper from Mary.
okay.
And here the big headline says 31 governors shuns amendments, financial autonomy for state assemblies. That story is on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. And here another story says federal government begins 40% revenue deduction from Nigerian universities. You can find that story on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. And here another story says Israel, Hamas war, Senate nudges federal government on ceasefire call. You can find that story on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. And here another story says Lagos Assembly summons commissioner, VC orders over certificate right taking. You can find that story on page 5 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. And here another story says NLC TUC threatens nationwide strike November 14. You can find that story on page 3 of the newspaper. And here there's another story that says why coercive legislation may not return children to classroom. You can find that story on page 4 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. And here we have another story that says only 3 states score excellent in ICANN's audit ranking. You can find that story on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. And these are all the stories we have this morning on the Guardian newspaper.
At least, Kenneth, there is a relief that shutdown will be happening after the election. Are you happy now?
Well, Princess can take my word for it that after the elections there will be no shutdown. This is NLC. This is NLC. I have respect for the body, but the individuals who have been leading NLC of recent have just turned themselves to, more like party stalwarts to opposition parties in Nigeria. But first of all, I want to give kudos to the Guardian. I saw you guys say Punch is the best. If you're talking about the best newspaper in Nigeria, is the Guardian. Daddy Chris, this is the only paper, if you can remember, that will always start their headline without a political story. They always talk about things that matter to Nigeria. So I want to give them a big shout out.
They always talk about things that will favor you in Nigeria.
No, things that matters. This is 31 Governor Sean Amendment to financial autonomy for state assemblies.
Yes, I was going to draw your attention to that as a lawyer. We see
but that is still a political thing. I want you to show me the headline.
It's political, but it's not party. This is actually governance now. Because I'm going to comment on that because I really want to say something on this.
I agree.
We're having 31 governors out of 36 governors that all want to have financial autonomy for the state assemblies. If this trend continues in Nigeria, we will continue seeing scenarios like what we're having in River State, where you have to go and burn a state assembly because the governor wants to save himself from impeachment, because he knows that the assembly is not even autonomous in their own nature. So if this were to be an autonomous assembly, of course, you begin to see reps, House of Assembly members speak what the people want them to say. But our Nigerian governors, you can see this is 31 out of 36. So, but whenever what people say the problem of Nigeria is the president. Nobody's talking about the states. The states are the ones messing things up. We have financial autonomy for the House of Rep now. We have financial autonomy for the judiciary passed by the federal government. But when you come to the states, it's not applicable in most of the states. They don't want this to happen. And they are the ones holding Nigeria down.
They are crying out loud, for God's sake. What excuse do they have?
Thank you.
I mean, they're going to quote the Constitution. That's what they do. You know what they do? God bless you. You know what they're going to do? They're going to quote the Nigerian constitutions and tell you the Nigerian constitution said they have right, they have that, they should go and amend constitution first. Can you imagine? The question is, because it boils down to what we're saying. Who are the lawmakers accountable to them? The governors, not to us. The election problem we're talking about.
Hey Chris, why would we be accounted? Why would we as Nigerian? Why are we in charge? They're not afraid of us.
Yes,
they're not.
I agree.
They can read
it comes down to little things like this. So this little reform.
Next problem.
Let's look at this. Even if I let this reform, look at what I'm saying. If there's a reformation, even if you vote the right person into power, as long as that person doesn't have financial independence, we'll come back to this. You understand? What this is a very critical issue. The house, the local government must be financially independent if we want to achieve anything in the country. It boils down to that. You understand? If the house, if the state house you know what they do? They impeach them. If only this your governor now survive Delta State because he was loyal. If you are not loyal to your governor, they impeach you quickly with speed. So you can imagine now the government, Buhari, this is what I was saying, Buhari didn't want it right. You understand? Buhari tried to reform this. What did the governors do? It's people like Wike you guys clap for. You say Wike is a man. He has displayed his stupidity at the federal level. Because he was one of those opposing this. So now all of you governors, what excuse do you have to oppose that the state houses should be independent? We should be concerned. This is a very serious issue, more than anything. You see, President, if we vote, you have someone that go to the House of Assembly. he knows that if he misbehaves, he's going to be starved.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy will be starved. He will not have learned to behave. You know what they call it? They say lobbying. That's not lobbying. You understand? They should lobby among themselves, not the state governor overpowering them. Nobody asks again. Not only this one. I even want to see the complete independence of the local government.
Local government as well.
That will help us, princess. You will see that local government will become useful again. If your local government gets 300 million every month, I'm sure they will do something. What is these greedy governors siphoning? In fact, I don't know what they do. That's why when they leave,
because we talk about local government are the closest to the people,
of course,
and there is no how at some point they won't be held accountable. So I believe that once they have access to their monies, it will be
better for us.
And then there's a story here as well that says federal government begins 40% revenue deduction from Nigerian universities. Now, we know that
there's been education reform.
Yes.
The Nigerian university, like I said before, until we reform that system, you understand? Princess, all this rubbish the federal government is doing with ASU, starving or if I'm punishing or actually destroying the future generation, it can be resolved. It's unheard of. It's unacceptable. The implication is now we're sending our children abroad to go and study. Again, the Nigerian economy going down. But this is a simple thing, princess. I'm asking Nigeria, the same money you use it to send your child abroad, is it not better if the Nigerian education system is good? So you pay very, very little. The education must not be free.
Yeah.
Look at what we do in the UK. The government has done the right thing. I'm supporting Tinubu on this. Give people loan. But you pay school fees. You university, run your school like they run the private schools. Pay yourself. Don't call on federal government for your salary. Why should we? You understand? I won't pay them. If I'm the federal government of Nigeria, all I'm going to do is provide this loan. And I'll take the responsibility when they finish. When you graduate, all right, if you don't have a good job, you don't pay. But when you have a good job, give back to society. Obama said it. We will invest in you. America will invest in you, and you then pay back. You will invest in America. You are an asset. Nigeria will invest in you as a citizen. But in return, you must also invest in Nigeria. Not for yourself, but for your future generation. It's a moral thing to do. And it's economically wise because all of us will be going up. There will be no need for this school is not good, this one is better than this one. You understand? All school will never be the same, but at least we'll have a reasonable standard. Princess, now, if universities in Nigeria charge only 100,000, now children cannot have their loan, maybe 500 every year. They pay 100,000. 100 times how many students you have in your school. Imagine the amount of money that the school will generate in one block.
Thank you.
And then they can pay decent wages to their lecturers. In fact, schools will be attracting lecturers, the best, because we'll pay you more. You understand? And imagine the student, they'll be fighting to get the best student as well. Because students will be trying, it's university trying to get students. Campaigning, because they know when you're coming to pay. So we must, until we reform that, we're not going to have this whole story now. They become so cheap. Tinubu has started well in that angle, and I think it should be encouraged. You understand? And that is not only for the education alone, it should go into the health sector.
Health sector as well.
We want to pay for hospitals. Privatize. I'm not saying it should be community, not because if you give it to private people, they're going to eat it up. You understand? They're going to charge us big money. But make it government monitored. I'm a socialist. And the whole stupidity they say socialism has failed is annoying, because the best if we use this system into our farming, Nigerians will eat well. How can you in Nigeria today, those people watching, say we cannot feed ourselves? A country like Nigeria cannot feed ourselves. Hey, princess, no nothing can.
All right, we move quickly to the next newspaper we have because of time. And that will be the Nigerian Tribune. These are some of the stories we have coming from the Tribune. The main headline here says Labour orders immediate shutdown of Imo, nationwide strike, November 14th. And the writers say perpetrators of attack on NLC president must be brought to justice. And this is coming from Kako. All of these stories are on page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. As well, we have a story here that
Correct.
says reps lament reinsurgence of Boko Haram attacks in Borno, Yobe. Oh, that story is on page 7 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. As well, we have a story here that says Tinubu will shock currency speculators, and that is coming from Presidency. That story is on page 6, and the writer says CBN targets 95% access to financial services, and that is from the CBN governor. That story as well is on page 6 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. There's a story here that says NPA launches $1.1 billion port rehabilitation plan to start with Apapa Tinkan ports. This story is on page 5 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. As well, we have a story here that says analysis as battle for Lugard House picks who becomes next Kogi governor. That story is on page 7 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. There's a story here that says Senate ask Customs CG to investigate extortions at Nigerian nation's borders. That story is on page 28 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. 3 killed in Kogi. IGP wants troublemakers to relocate from the states before the election. This a chance for successful, credible coup. INEC appeals. We will win. Why we will win in Kogi, Bayelsa, Imo, Kuba polls, and that is from PDP. These are some of the stories from the Nigerian Tribune this morning. And there's a story here.
I like this colorful picture. So
Yes,
this,
it's quite Niger Delta. We can see the ex-president there. We can see Diri there. We can see Oborewori there.
yes.
And
Okowa
is there.
Mhm.
We see them.
So
Yes, we
PDP is
see
back or what?
Dixon too. We see a lot of them are quite there in that picture. Of course, politics as usual. And there's a story here that actually caught my attention. NPA launches $1.1 billion port rehabilitation plan to start with Tinkan and Apapa ports.
Nonsense.
Yes.
The story of Nigerian port is a sad one. And if this is where the Yorubas are actually robbing us, all right, wherever that politics is coming from, it's a sad one. And sometimes we wonder if we're going to blame the North and we in the South, we're doing the same thing to ourselves. We maybe I don't know where that politics is, but I reason why I cannot tell. This is what my former principal used to say. Why there cannot be any other port authority in any other port in Nigeria that is functional? Is it the money that is not there? You understand? Because the Tinkan is overcrowded. You don't move around in Lagos. Concentrate everything there.
It's hell, actually.
And we have waterways. In fact, we have access to sea
hell.
all around the country.
And that is one reason I don't like going there too. If I go there to clear cars, it's hell. I start crying.
First, can I ask you one question? Why don't the Delta State governor do the port? Why is he waiting for the federal government?
Thank you, sir. I like that.
Why can you?
That's a good question.
If I'm the governor of my state, I don't need the federal government to give me electricity in Kogi.
I agree.
No.
I agree. No. This is the
But
problem.
don't forget,
There's a problem.
Don't forget that Wike did some of these federal government projects, and everybody wanted
Don't mind
to
Wike is
give
looking
him.
for money back. Don't mind
It's the
Wike.
same
Wike
thing.
had no vision. Listen, if Wike had come up with a seaport, that would have been the case. Today, can I see? No, let's be sincere. There's the Nigerian Free Trade Zone, which is now happening across the country. The federal government has never stopped any state from doing it. Meaning, if you create your own free trade zone, I'm not even talking
Business,
about it. You can actually run a seaport. You understand? So again, it comes down to what Sadukas just said now. Why can't our governors move these things? It's big business.
Governor can do
Yeah,
anything.
thank you, sir. So it boils down to the state not trying to survive because of oil money that is coming from the federal. If not, if I create my own seaport now, I'll be generating a lot of income, jobs.
You see, Chris, nobody will vote for you to be governor of Delta State because the bad guys that you can't. No, people can. They know you can do it, but they cannot vote for you because we have no platform. where they can vote for you. The guy who is already there, we already know who's going to be there 20 years from now. Because
you see that. That's why I showed. I love this image now of this. I call them. I don't have any name for them other than call them criminals. You understand? This set of human beings there. If Goodluck could be president of this country, the only time we have a graduate running the affairs of Nigeria, and we got nothing out of it. You understand? And look at them. Look at the Kowa. Look at these people. Goodluck shamelessly went and picked up APC form. Now he's back on PDP. Who are these people? Do you have ideology, sir?
Did he pick the form of APC, sir?
They said he did. Kenneth, did he?
Goodluck Jonathan was on the ballot for APC at the last presidential convention.
Okay.
So,
a group bought a form from him.
Let us not classify him. Yes.
The only reason he did not come there fiscally was because they did not give him the consensus ticket. He was expecting he was going to be giving it free of charge, and it didn't happen. That was why.
And why
has PDP not disciplined Goodluck Jonathan for flouting for anti-party activities?
They should. Again, Kenneth, why again the question I said is shame on Goodluck Jonathan a man who run a country who now have the respect of the world. He has the respect of the world for actually handing over peacefully. How can you come so low? Now you're coming back to the PDP, meaning you have no ideology. I can never see a Labour or a Democrat moving to become a Republican in America. It's not going to happen because they don't agree.
Hey, Kenneth, we're back to what I keep saying. Who cares what Goodluck Jonathan do? If we have the right INEC platform, Nigerian people can vote for who they want to.
I agree with you. You see, that's why I see these people wearing white here.
Whether he want to be,
they're like people going to select
APC.
These select men you see here now. This group of select men, they are only there because they want to win the election, and so that when they finish, they can go there and tell the governor what to do. Look at Oboriwori now and Kowa. After Kowa has a better Delta State, he now hand over to Oboriwori. Oboriwori is not going to play smooth. How are you going to get the treatment?
Anyway, there's a story here as well that actually caught my attention that says Senate asks Customs CG to investigate extortions at nation's border. A country's border, once it's open, we know that Nigeria has always been vulnerable anyway to anything like that. Borders are open, things are coming in, whether things we want or the things we don't want. And now you say custom. It's just the same thing when I spoke with FRSC the last time. Some of the officials are the people even doing the racketeering. And it's the same thing now. You're seeing that it will be some of the customs officials that are actually involved in this extortion from people coming in, whether the things are legal or illegal.
In fact, the Nigerian custom alone can generate. I know they do generate a lot of.
They do a lot of money
for Nigeria. You understand? But we're not going to be fair to them because 90% of them are swollen by them because so much is coming into the country. You understand? If the federal government again can just tighten that, that's what Buhari government again did right. Pay to the single treasury. You understand? Pay. Why? And they keep complaining. Why do you complain? Pay to the treasury. Oh, Buhari, why don't you change the currency then? Change the naira. So many people have our money swallowed. If it's stuck in the bin, they're never going to use it before they die. And those money will never even be put to good use. You understand? Bring it out. I keep saying, see, that naira you carry there, it's not your own. It belongs to the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It's controlled by you, but it's not your property. So you must respect it. The Nigerian government has to say.
In fact, that Chris, I think I want to share my thought with our technologically more inclined brother, Mr. Luther. Why can't we have a technology that puts a camera on a button for custom officers?
Yeah.
So if you put a camera like a body cam, like we have in the US, on custom officers, I assure you, whatever they are generating now, it will just be 5% of what they've been bringing. You will notice that custom can generate. In fact, what is 14 trillion in 6 months? They can
generate a joke. Yes, God bless you.
Before we do that, okay, Chris, he just asked me a question. Kenneth, before we do that, we already have what is called predictive analysis. We already say in the last 6 months, 6 years, this is how much you're bringing in. This is how much you told us you're making. Now that we give you a camera, all of a sudden you're making $2. then it's about time for us to fire you. In America, we say fire, that means sack.
Yes.
You are gone. We'll bring in other people, train them, show them the predictive analysis. This is what these people has been generating 6 years ago. If you join today, you cannot be giving us a different the experience that we can look at. All this thing you just said, Kenneth, it's already done. One of the reasons America is great is they didn't ask you not to park your car right there on the street. You can park your car there, but your car will be towed.
Yes.
And you have to pay the parking.
It's
You
not
have to
allowed.
pay.
Thank you.
Even
I'm
if
happy
your
to speak my
father,
language today.
your father is Obama and your mother is Hillary Clinton and your grandfather is Trump, you have to pay. You follow me? Because it's the technology that is going to decide. I go in there to go check, renew my driver's license. They just look at it. They say, "Oh, you are owing something." Anywhere you go,
It's on
technology
you.
can help us. You hear me?
Yes.
Finally, let me say this. When you have a gate, let's say I know you probably have a big house in Abuja. You have a gate there, and the gate, somebody has to open it up so you can enter. If you put technology in the gate, it's the technology that will open the gate. When you close the technology, nobody, not Buhari, can even open it. That is the advantage of technology. Technology doesn't care who you are. It just do the job.
Yeah, I agree.
It just do
No, but
the
the question can I ask is a very sensitive one. You understand?
yes.
Our body camera becomes imperative in this difficult time.
When you have Chris, when you have body
sent
camera,
out there to do the job, raping us.
there
The
is
same
there
people
is
send
a
out
back
to
end. There's a back end that is watching the body camera. There's a
Yes.
back end system watching you, what you're doing.
Yes.
We are there are people who are monitoring this police custom officer.
You know, let's be sincere. Let me say it this way. Let me put it this way. I know we need technology to help the man doing the job at the top. But this is what I know in Nigeria. By the time you use one person as an example, Nigeria will begin to behave. And you said the language I've been saying every time. People obey the law here in the UK, not because we want to, but because we know that if we get caught,
Yes.
I will pay for it.
Yes.
You understand? See,
And guess
Nigeria,
what?
the same
In
me
the
when I come
UK,
down,
they use technology too.
Zikwe Airport now, you see me misbehaving because I know I'm going to get away with it.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
if I swear I will not drive my car here if my driver's license has expired.
Yes.
I dare not. But if I only hold one policeman with me, we just misbehave all through the system. In fact, sometimes, like he said now, so I want Nigerians to understand the importance of rule of law and democracy. There is no democracy without rule of law. Rule of law is everybody must be subjected to the same law.
So,
and the man at the top has a power. In fact, listen, until that comes to play, whether we vote people or not, it won't still work. Until we understand that this law is above us, we also surrender to the law.
Hey, Chris, the president need to demonstrate that he knows the law. He's not above the law. The president needs to demonstrate.
No, in fact, we're not going to make the president. No, the institution will tell the president. No, that's wrong. The institution, let me finish this. The institution will tell the president to behave. You see, our prime minister here cannot misbehave because the institution will tell him, hey, we saw you doing this. Look at what they did to Boris Johnson. They disgraced him out of office for dancing. You understand? It's something the Nigerian leader will do. We will never bother. But you know what?
You notice that when Boris Johnson did all that, their technology to show what he has done.
It's limited to what technology can do here. The institution must work.
He can't hide it. He can't lie. Just like our own president, our own governors lie. Mm-hmm. These tools will show who
they do lie here. They lie. But you know what? You can continue to lie in the UK until you are caught. The day you are caught, my guy, see your door. So you can keep lying. They do lie. The system here is not pure now. It's not 100% correct. But you know what? The day they get you, you are out. So all we want to pray for in Nigeria is that let us have a culture, and it's not going to happen by just mere morotino. Institutions that say, how can even a country survive without police?
Okay, you can have that institution, Chris, if the leadership is afraid of the people and he knows the president knows if he doesn't do right for this term in office, we're not going to vote him again.
Yes.
He's going to build those institutions you're talking about.
Yes, agree.
That's it. They have to be afraid of the people.
Yes. So all of them going to work
All
together.
of them.
You understand? Good elections, good institutions, you understand? And then a little bit of orientation, we're good to go because we have everything. I'm happy. Kenneth said it all. You understand?
So we move on quickly to the next newspaper because of time, and that will be the Daily Trust, and Mary will be taking that.
Okay, and here the big headline says attack spike in Kogi, Imo, Bayelsa. And here another story says 3 killed as SDP chieftain attacked. There are talks. This is coming from police. And here another writer says IGP restricts movement, bars Ebubagu, other quasi-security outfits. And all the stories are on page 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper. And here we have another story that says war on Gaza, Senate calls for ceasefire, asks federal government to press for 2-state solution. And that story is on page 6 of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. And here we have another story that says bandit kills 10 in Benue, 5 in.
Okay, you know how it is happening in Nigeria.
Continue
from there.
Stopped and says bandit killed 10 in Benue, 5 in Katsina. Kano Disco gets new owners. Ajeru, Labour others power shut down. Flight suspension in Imo State. And that is right away, not until 14th.
Labour don't need to order the power shutdown in Abuja. He shut down on his own. Oh my God.
And we're seeing that gas scarcity persists in Lagos, Kano others, as price remains unstable. Firearms abuse, Senate indicts customs controllers in Katsina, Kaduna, Ogo. And we saw here Apes Court sacks Plateau PDP senator, declares Lalong winner. And this is Plateau State, and this is something I don't understand. We see that man has been governor for so many years. What did he do? And now he's off to the Senate as usual.
Okay, the
Lalong, he was the state governor, and now he now went there. And Lalong is still the minister of labor. So what do we do?
Minister of Labor.
He is the current minister.
And a senator.
Yes.
No.
He vied for that position. Apparently, he lost and the APC, but you can see that the appeal court has sacked the PDP senator to declare him the winner.
So he's currently
a senator and a minister. So one we have to go for.
One we have to go for him. Yeah, I think he will want to become. Anyway, minister is a big office, and but the life of a senator is more interesting for me. You understand? Because you're actually contributing to.
Kenneth, thank God you're back. I'm seeing the news here that appeal court sacks Plateau PDP senator, declares Lalong winner, and we know that Lalong is currently the minister for labor and employment. So, that APC guy, what's happening with him?
Well, it's an appeal judgment, and while it's too early for Lalong to celebrate, because of course we know the election cycle and judgments, in terms of in the court cases, it will always end up with the Supreme Court. So until we hear the verdict of the Supreme Court, Lalong didn't have it at the tribunal, then he had it at the appeal. So we don't know where it's going to be at the Supreme, but for now we're celebrating. Of course, it's a good one, and well. Let's see how it goes.
You boys in the legal profession, you guys are making money. Are you intentionally bouncing so that you guys have more money? They don't help us, because these people.
The truth is, like I said some time ago, you see, the time for election has gone. This is the time for the legal practitioners,
the legal guys,
what they can get from the politicians. Even when they know that these cases don't hold water, they'll still want us. Okay, let's keep pushing it. But I think for Lalong is a bit of this and that, because if he eventually is affirmed by the Supreme Court, it means he has to step down from his ministerial position. Also gives room for another person to take over. But for me, I would have really loved Lalong to continue in the ministerial aspect and see
Why? He's
what
always
good comes there.
he has been having issues with labor from day one.
No, that is expected of any level minister, not just in Nigeria, anywhere in the world. Once you're in charge of labor or you are under the labor department, there will always be friction. In fact, when there is no friction between labor and government, then you know that something is wrong somewhere.
We don't need it. We don't want the labor to align with the government.
Not at all. There has to be this friction so that interests are protected. Because at the end of the day, that's what I keep saying. I respect the institution of the labor as it is, but the people who head it most times, I don't really see them as serving the interests of labor. But it's expected to always have this back and forth with labor and government so that people can get what they deserve, especially from the federal government.
Nice stuff.
And we can see that gas scarcity persists in Lagos, Kano, others. How much is gas, Mary, in Nigeria, in Abuja?
The last time I filled, it was not on the filling station, but I think it was just those people that fill on the roadside. And that's why it's telling me 1 kg, 1,200.
So, for instance,
That is
you're
black
using
market.
the 5 kg, you have to pay as high as 6,000 to get that filled up.
Yes.
That increase. I have a problem with the gas price in Nigeria.
Okay.
I have a very big problem with the gas price in Nigeria.
Okay.
Nigeria, as it is, my own Imo state, in fact, holds about 3 trillion cubic feet of natural gas. I don't think the process of refining natural gas can be as cumbersome as that of petrol coming from crude oil and the rest. But yet, it becomes almost, like a marriage. Sometimes you wonder, why is it like as if every time there is something the average Nigerian wants to fall back to, the people in charge of that just have a way of spiking the price. The natural gas is highly deregularized. It is not a sector where federal government has their hand in or federal government is subsidizing anything. It's just open for market consumption. And yet we begin to see, artificial price inflation. There is this hyperinflation around gas prices in Nigeria. What you're buying in Abuja could be different from what you're getting in the East. Well, I might understand the aspect of transportation, but for me, it makes no sense. Mary says she's buying 1,200. Now it's because she's buying from a roadside vendor. In an advanced economy, in a sane society, should someone be selling gas on the roadside?
No, it's risky.
No.
Even.
What are the framework towards this? And these are the people that make it become expensive. Why I'm saying this now is because I know at the filling station, when I pass there sometimes, I see them advertise gas at 850, 840, 8 thereabout. So you have people that now they sell it at 1,000 plus. My God. This is
Yes, you know, when I was in Nigeria, I used to buy from, I actually had somebody in my estate. He comes to your house, pick up the gas, takes to his shop, fuel, and bring it back. So that's been my system for like 5 years in Apo. But later on, I think one day he gave me a price, and I'm like, I don't understand. Why is it that expensive? He told me that anti-gas is expensive. And my younger sister just said, but why can't we just drive to the filling station and see if we can buy? And I said, okay, carry, let's go. And funny enough, the difference was even very much. So let's say the difference for 1 kg would be like 400, as at then 350. And maybe I'm feeling like 5 kg or 12 kg. So you can imagine the difference. So Mary, I think you should learn to go to fuel station, except you don't have any in your area. That's another thing anyway. Carrying gas up and down is risky as well.
Or if you leave this place, and for example, maybe you are home and it's already late, you just have to breastfeed the one close by. Not like
That is true. And those people too can be lifesavers. It's just that we've seen incidents here and there where we had explosions, but we know that sometimes they're actually lifesavers.
they are life dangers, please. I can't imagine
why
someone.
not have any choice? You have to go
I
there.
can't imagine someone keeping 50 kg of gas as my neighbor.
Yes.
My God.
Yes. And they have kids playing around, and in fact, and these women in the kitchen, you guys talk, you put your mobile phone, you do this, we hear this, that stuff.
Yes, I understand the dangers, but it's a country like Nigeria. What can we do? Because most times too, you see fuel stations like the one in my estate inside the new one, they don't sell, but the price is always there. But once you go, they'll tell you, we're not selling gas, we don't have. You have to go to the one close to ShopRite, and most time it's those roadside. Anyway, I don't even like that because I'm usually scared. And that is why if that guy brings back the gas, I used to tell him, stay in my kitchen on it and try to see if it's working well before he leaves, because I'm very, very scared. I've seen a cousin of mine where they had the explosion and it was not pleasant.
Okay.
And so that's everything that happened still there. Anyway, let's go to Vanguard as we wrap up really quick. We have some of the stories coming from Vanguard. Says Naira Tinubu will shock currency speculators. Now that is coming from Presidency, and that story is on page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper. As well, we have a story here that says Benue gang war escalates, 10 killed on motorbikes, tricycles, and that story is on page 6 of the Vanguard newspaper. As well, we have a story here that says CAN, PFN, JIN urge caution as ICC ranks Nigeria among worst persecutors of Christians in 2023. And that story is on page 9 of the Vanguard newspaper. As well, we have a story here that says I won't hurriedly sign agreements, Wike declares. And that story is on page 4 of the Vanguard newspaper. There's a story here that says oil and gas manufacturing gets 55.5% of loans in H1 23. That story is on page 19 of the Vanguard newspaper. These are some of the stories we have coming from the Vanguard. We have a story here as well that says NNPC Arto JV introduced Nebe crude grades to oil markets in London. That story is on page 4 of the Vanguard newspaper. As well, there's a story here that says the Nigerian situation deplorable but not hopeless, says CAN, Anglican primates, others. And that story is on page 4 of the Vanguard newspaper. AJ on the spot decks, why I still live with my mom at 34. These are all the stories we have. Why did you laugh when I read Nigerian situation deplorable but not hopeless, says CAN, Anglican primates and others.
Are they serious?
You laugh.
Yeah, because anytime we're talking about something serious, they've got to bring in the moral thing in. You understand? Society is not run on moral basis. You understand? It's on the background. Correct. You roll it on the rule of law, practicality, and how to run people's economy. You see, right now, what Nigeria, like this guy told you, is not my portion. It's not my portion. It's at the end of our portion. Whose portion is it going to be? Luther said something very interesting today. 1 + 1 is 2. Everywhere in the world. You understand? If we apply the principle of correctness, you understand, of right and wrong, we will get it right. There's no two ways about it. You understand? There's no two ways. There's no, see the color of the skin? Thank God that the same Nigerians you're looking down on will come abroad here and study and get the best grade. They got the best job. As I was talking yesterday, I found out that the guy from my place, he actually taught us chemistry those days. When he's shouting there, you hear the voice at the other end. He's not giving he's one of the head of the medical team in the US. You understand? And this guy is a determined human being. He went to school, studied pharmacy. He went back after studying pharmacy for how many years? 5 years. He went back to read medicine and then moved to the US. Today he's heading that kind of institution. But he's who? He's even from my village. Obama is a black man. So let us believe in ourselves first. Not God said God has made us in his image and likeness, meaning we can do anything God can do. I always say the only thing God took from us is time. Supposing God don't take time, we don't be like God today. Our forefathers would have been wise enough now because their knowledge will grow every day. You understand? But God knows that if you give these people time, they will reach out. About God said no.
But there's a story here also that says CAN, PFN, JIN urges caution as ICC ranks Nigeria among worst persecutors of Christians 2023.
Would they persecute Christians?
Yes.
Would they persecute Christians?
And then
why don't they talk about them themselves raping Nigerians, taking money that they are not supposed to take from ordinary Nigerians in the name of tithe and offering? The same Christian folk are the ones actually robbing Nigerians. They are the ones attacking Nigerians. Don't talk of this is what I don't like. When they begin to defend, they're going to see that the attack is from Muslims. You understand? But you are actually attacking your brother more. You the Christians. How can I let my wife go to your church if at the end of the day pay 10 offering? 10 offering in one Sunday. 10 offerings, Kenneth.
If I agree, you made a very, very valid point. If there's anybody persecuting Christians, Khan is one of the people persecuting Christians. You know what I say this? Every year, Khan comes up to say, they are attacking Christians. They are killing Christians. Has Khan ever come as a body to say, you know what? Let there be gun law in Nigeria. Everybody should have a gun. That if everybody has a gun in Nigeria, nobody will attack a Christian in Nigeria.
No.
The moment I fire you back.
Lucas will throw light on that.
You understand? I was trying to see Khan as a body.
In a country like Nigeria, you want to allow the use of firearms on the streets.
Princess, what is wrong with having firearms in the hands of licensed people when unlicensed people are carrying arms in Nigeria?
Okay.
You guys practice in America.
It all come down to what I was talking about. If Nigerian people cannot vote the right people, we don't need arms. Listen, I'm in the United States. Everybody have guns. It's not good. Okay, I can tell you right now, it's not good. Most people, I've never owned a gun, but we don't want Nigeria to get to a point where everybody start carrying a gun. Why? Just because our politician was supposed to do the right thing. They are not afraid of the people. They can just rig the next election. Right now in my state, Kogi State, Yahya Bello kill if you're against him. If he knows you, he find a way to kill you. Why? Only because nobody can vote him out. Any election, he's gonna win because they have made
his locality. He couldn't win presidency.
They have made hunger. They have made hunger. They have weaponized hunger in Nigeria so bad. Everybody's hungry. So anything governor who have their own money, anytime they have money, they weaponize people, then they can kill whoever they want. So my friend Kenneth, let's not even talk about introducing gun in Nigeria because it has not worked in America. You hear me? He has not worked. I live in America for 40 years. I'm
not even going for that. Luther, what I'm saying to the Khan is they should control or at least speak out about the despicable activities of these pastors. How can you do 20 offerings? You know, I go to Anglican church today in England. Why? Because I have peace. If you go to the Nigerian churches, my God is not a poor God. On whose pocket? My pocket? Do you understand? You using it to rape us. Our women, you know, when you have a wife, you must go to church on Sunday because it's the only way we make peace. You follow her to church on Sunday, they say, may they pay, you go home. So that you have your peace. You know, no. So you go there and you have your peace. But
what if you're a Muslim? What do you do?
Men are not stupid, but you have to listen to your wife. You understand? And then the pastor will preach this, will preach that. Now you're going to look at face. Oh, yeah, now. You understand? This is why. You see, but we are afraid to leave our wives with them. The pastors now, they are even, you must care of your pastor than any other person because you don't know what will happen to the woman. She might get pregnant.
That agrees. A young man started a challenge since a week now. He said he was going to give 20 million naira to anybody that can bring someone that the pastor has healed of blindness ever. The young man has an optical, and he's an optician. He has a clinic that does that.
God bless you.
He said if you know anybody that the pastor has cured blindness before, probably born blind, or for any reason that is proven, that you should bring the person. Now, if he says he'll give you 20 million, I agree. There is no pastor in Nigeria that has ever done that.
Pastor, please did, Kenneth. Pastor, please say, what can you see? Red. Handkerchief. You say he the blind. How can somebody never see before no red?
You give Jesus a big hand. No, let's not even go into him now.
Come on.
These guys are not.
I was telling Princess one day that there's a difference between miracle and magic. What the pastors are doing in Nigeria, they are performing magic. Even Jesus Christ didn't perform magic. You understand? I just throw one high here, people fall on the other side of the river. That is magic. And people, I don't know when Africans believe in all these things, you know. If you don't, they will tell you are out of order. Okay, my friend said one day, I bet bring somebody They say God not the eternal, bring him, make we fire a bullet. If he will die, you understand? If I
Like Chris, if you remember the day we went to the national stadium when we were having misintelligence to look at the velodrome, the facility manager told us this is the site they keep people that they use to do miracles when they are using the place for worship. He said that. He said this. You see this site. This is where they keep the people that they want to use for miracles. This is where they dress up.
That is the people going to say that they've been seen.
Well, that doesn't mean that
It's not the West stage. In fact, the pastors, Nigerian government did well one time. They banned them. You know, they were preaching on national television. Federal government Nigeria said, preach your miracle in your baby church. Don't bring it here.
And that is why now they all have stations. They have
their own stations. Yes.
And that does not mean that they are all bad or fake.
No, we're not saying Princess, the miracle part of it is, I bet, like the young man said, only one blind man, you know.
Let's not go there because if we go there, I'm going to be here with you guys till evening.
I know.
Because I'm going to prove you guys wrong.
I know, we were there.
But Kenneth, I'm actually going to prove that guy wrong, but maybe after the show, I cannot tell you how and when. Anyway, yes.
In Jesus' name. You know, Princess, wake up. When Princess come on this show, there's this young man now. Is he Jerry?
Yeah.
You know what I like about Jerry? Jerry will cure stomach cancer, the one you don't see. He will cure a hand that is healed. He will not cure the eye that you can see. You may blind. Show me Jerry, the person that was blind and cannot see. Mona, stop this thing. Let us move forward, Nigeria. My people.
I'm going to tell you, please permit me. I had a big issue with someone when I told him that Pastor Jerry, all respect to him, is a content creator. He has made over 18 billion naira on YouTube alone.
Yes.
It's proven. The statistics is there. Over 18 billion naira that decrease on YouTube alone. What is he doing? What God cannot do does not exist.
Actually, does not exist.
I know.
Actually, does not exist.
And you know what I love about the guy? I was listening to him this morning. He was saying, because I heard Princess when I was talking to him, he said, cervical cancer, God, cervical cancer. People cannot see cervical cancer. One mad man will say, oh, my cervical cancer has been cured. Everybody shout, Pastor Jerry get more money. Next Sunday, we are freedom. May God help us.
Please,
yes, so can we see?
It's not working for you guys, it's working for me. So I think it's individual.
I agree.
It's the faith that matters.
May
right?
God help us.
Yes, you believe in the scripture. Even the Bible says if you have a faith as little as mustard seed, you can move the mountain. And I walk by faith. I don't walk by sight.
No, I agree.
Yes.
Yes. You know, they know what they have a way of putting it, and you keep quiet. You understand?
What God cannot do does not exist.
Yes, let's say the last story here, and then we'll wrap up the show. We're going to have the book review later on in the day. And then we'll talk about what do you make of the Naira as of today, Kenneth? Because the main headline, we've been seeing this headline since that says Naira, Tinubu will shock currency speculators. Says reorganization of banking sector coming for stable, stronger Naira.
Well, it's good. Like I always say, let's keep party aside. Under this Tinubu's administration, Nigerians will get to understand what it means to have a U.S. trained chartered accountant as a president. Say what you may, I personally watched.
Kenneth. Beg now. No complete certificate wahala again. No,
sir. It's a fact. This man worked with Deloitte as an accountant. Listen, Tinubu understands numbers.
Which Deloitte? Which Deloitte do you work for? Which Deloitte? The one in the U.S.?
Yes, sir.
Deloitte said he didn't work there. Stop even saying things.
Let's not go there today. The show has come to an end. Let's talk about the policy. The show has come to an end because if
let's continue.
Let's remove the other accountant.
At the end of the day, we'll still come back and I'll remind you this. You're going to see the benefit of his plans
No, nah.
Okay,
Okay.
we're having issues again with that. And that increase, the rider went further to say target bringing naira value to 500, 600.
You know, like I said, I wanted to use one word. You know, Nigerians, we believe in miracle. So let's assume that Tinubu is going to perform a miracle and do that. You see, there's something that brings your money up and down.
Yeah.
It's not you.
It's not
It's
you.
what you're selling. What
Production.
is Tinubu going to produce that is going to bring naira to that level? Is it the only oil we are exporting? You know, sometimes we unless you guys have the miracle, you know, Nigerians, you believe in miracle. So let's believe that miracle, which is actually magic, we change the naira from where it is now to 400 to the dollars. We'll be happy. You see, princess, you see, it doesn't take. We don't need rocket science, you know, to know that when we can export a lot, or even with the current state of the naira, we don't have problem with it. But let us have something we're exporting, we'll be rich. Our export must be higher than our import. What is Tinubu doing to address that? Instead of saying they're going to change the naira, going to overnight, that is the same thing this Pastor Jerry is doing. The same thing Khan is doing. Why don't we just go and pray?
In fact, you see, for what is happening right now, like if you remember, I used to say that I'm glad the naira is falling because the naira is showing its true potential. That the naira is changing for anything in the world except oil. But I think what Tinubu is doing now is what I think as a policy they are just defending the naira. That is not a policy that can last for a long time. But let's first of all sanitize the banking system. I think that's what he's saying now to determine what are we even using the dollar for. We're having speculators that come in and buy up all the dollar, they hike up the price, and then Nigerians are buying dollar at an artificial price. For me, I think naira dollar could be within 800, 900 is understandable.
Because
then,
he said you missed the headline, Kenneth, that says targets bringing naira value to 500 or 600.
Whatever
that
it
is
is.
the target. But most times you don't put the target, but that's the target. But let me tell you this now. We have a gas exportation deal with Morocco that should kick off anytime from next year. You might want to say everything you want against Nigeria, sir, but the truth is right now the only product we have to exchange with the world is oil and gas. We could decide to build on other things later on, you know, on a long-term plan, but this is what we can actually do now. Then with OPEC, guidelines, there's a limit to what we can actually do with oil. But I think with the situation in Europe now, by the time the Morocco gas deal, you know, is finally connected to Imo, and then we'll have natural gas traveling from Nigeria down to Morocco, and then it connects to Europe, you could actually see some bigger gains on the naira from next year. But let's first of all sanitize the banking system to determine who is getting the dollar, who needs the dollar, what are we using the dollar for, what are we importing, what are we exporting. Then probably by the time the renewed agenda plan for agriculture kicks in, by the time the plan for export of Nigerian potential,
Tinubu need to pay this man. In fact, they need to actually locate you, Ken, and pay you seriously for this work you're doing for them. Because I've never seen somebody that's able to defend this administration like you. Keyamo couldn't. You understand? Keyamo couldn't do what Kenneth is doing. Anyway, Princess.
Yes, we hope that whatever they have
like I said, there will be miracle.
Yes, whatever they have to do, they have to do it really
Princess,
quick.
why don't you believe in miracle?
But I do.
So why don't you think the miracle can save the naira?
But you know, I don't believe in miracles from politicians. I believe in miracles from
the pastors,
from God as well.
All right.
And then we hope that whatever they will have to do, they do it really quick because the exchange rate is killing and it's not doing us good.
But it's gone a little bit better this week.
It can be better. We're still above 1,000.
Yes,
how better can that be? And then just before we wrap up the show, Kenneth, I want you to throw your weight on this as well, on the sports. And I'm just going to take the big story on the sport because it's quite interesting. So we'll wrap up the show this morning. We want Mr. Randy, women footballers back Falcons coach for contract renewal as NFF foot drags. Yes, go ahead.
Well, the players always want a coach that is delivering with them. But I think there should be an overall plan when it comes to Women League in Nigeria. The Women League in Nigeria is just like a joke. For instance, if you've ever been to any of the female clubs playing, when I was in Rivers, I used to go see the Rivers Angel play. It's almost a joke. They don't have sponsorship. They don't have coverage, no media coverage for them. Nobody talks about the female league only when the Super Falconers are playing. And yet these are the people that even put smile on the faces of Nigeria. If you look back to 2-3 years now, they are the only consistent team in Nigerian football that makes the average Nigerian happy because of the way they play, the passion they put into the football, and of course the result they get when they play out of the country. But for me, the Falcons here, they're going to want their coach, and I want them to want their coach. But I want us to ask ourselves, why is it going to take a foreign coach to come to Nigeria to deliver for us? So it means one thing the coach is doing well is, of course, the use of homegrown talents, working with them day in, day out, helping them to build up on their game. So yeah, they should give the man a new contract, but please, NFF should look into the female league in Nigeria, grow it up. Now we're having so much money pumped into the male league. We should also have something coming back to the female league so that these players begin to feel a sense of belonging in Nigerian football.
Wow, that is quite.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. Yes.
Because we really will. It would be how pleasant it will be to see a viable. I always use the word a viable football league. You understand? We're not talking of the Premiership in Nigeria. Is still it's a shame. Now, the female are not there at all. But this is big business. And I don't really think the current Minister of Sport, if he can think, he can now, you see, all these things, Princess, what I don't understand is, if people can do it and succeed, Luther, there's one word you said, 2 + 2 is the same everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
If they can employ it in the UK and football is a religion,
Waves. Yeah.
let me say, it's not just the way people go to church on Sunday. That's how we go to and watch football. You understand, the weekend. We pay for it yearly. The way you pay tithe, our tithe is actually to football. You understand? We don't believe in, we don't go to church like that here. So we pay for our tithe. Our tithe is football. You go and watch football. If that works, why don't we bring it home? Nigeria were able to import religion, though they're using it on us now. Let us import the other knowledge. Because it's the same Christianity, the same Bible they are reading elsewhere. That's what we brought home, and now we're using it well. Let us bring the skill of football. Let us bring the skill of agriculture. Let us bring those skills home so that we can also make it our own. Can I say something? You see this white boy here? I don't know him. You understand? Whatever he can do, I'm sure there are millions of Nigerians can do this thing. And I understand to be corrected. There are millions of us that can do it. And it's nothing wrong having him to work. The question is, are we learning the skill from him so that we can make it our own?
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, that would be a good place to wrap up the show this morning. But viewers, we've been on the show with Luther Ismaila. He all the way from Washington, D.C. in the United States. He's a book author. Sir, just before we go, I know we're going to have you on the show later, but we know you're coming up with a book. And we've seen the electoral process in Nigeria. It's something that has been on a serious debate over the years. And a lot of people, each time we have elections, we still have issues of back and forth with the tribunals, issues of card readers, issues of malpractice here and there, rigging. And now you decided to come up with a great book such as something to do with the Nigeria electoral process. Now, I just want you to tell us, in a small sentence, what is the impact of this? What will be the impact of this book on the Nigeria electoral system? Before we bring you on the show later on today, so the viewers will see reasons to stay hooked later today.
Yeah, I'm just presenting a thesis. The practice in the United States already. Today, INEC is asked to do 3 things. The Nigerian people want INEC to register people. Nigerians want INEC to conduct election, people to be able to vote. And the third thing Nigerian people want INEC to do is just simply transmit the result to IRAV. 3 things that Nigerian people want INEC to do. The way to do these things, the technology to do that is already available because I am the program manager for the United States Post Office that does the same thing. So what I'm talking about is what I've done for 14 years. What the INEC chairman is a professor who doesn't understand big data. He doesn't understand computer science. He just First of all, Nigerian Senate need to stop allowing the president to be the only one that select the next INEC chairman. We need an INEC chairman that can give us 8 election ATM machine. Because if ATM machine can work in Nigeria, just turn that into an election machine. Because right now, if you go to an ATM machine anywhere in Nigeria, you don't have money there, and you ask the ATM machine to give you money, it's not going to give you money. So the analogy I can use is for INEC to give us election ATM machine because they work. They never go down. There's going to be enough power to run it, and then that's essentially what I'm trying to say. Those three things that Nigerian people want INEC to do, it can be done today.
Thank you.
The money that was given to Mahmoud Yakubu is enough for us to get it done. So I'm going to have all this thing written down in my book. My book should be done by March next year. When it goes to the printer, it's published and go into the printer, and then everybody can have a copy of it. Again, I'm not writing a book to make money. I just want Nigerian people to know it is very possible to give power, return power back to the people, Nigerian people, not politicians. And we can use technology to do that.
Thank you very much.
Very well. Thank you so much. We're going to know more about the book later on our program today.
Meet the author
with me later today. Yes, thank you so much, viewers. We've been on the show with Luther Ismaila, all the way from United States of America. Thank you so much for joining us today. And of course, we've been with Kenneth, our great APC Kenneth, and Mary all the way.
Pasha Kenneth.
Chukun also said you are your character is questionable also like your APC people, and I believe.
Hey Kenneth, how is the election in Imo State? From Imo State, right? Kenneth,
We are from Imo State.
what is it? How is the election going on? Are you guys taking care of Tony? Tony that's running for I think Abga, I forgot the name of the party.
That should be Honorable Tony Mulu, right?
Yes, you think he has a chance?
Well, sincerely, he's a good man, and he's running on a good platform. But I'm going to tell you the truth today. I don't think the Abga party is supporting him enough. We have Obiano, we have Soludo in Anambra, just 15-20 minutes from Imo State.
Yeah, but he came to Imo State twice, I think.
He came to support the campaign, but I'm telling you, he's not supporting him in the structure. Abga does not have a very strong structure in Imo State. There are some wards in Imo State we don't have Abga, physical there. I'm from Imo State. I'm from Isialamba, no? Abga is not so deeply rooted in Imo State. They only come in during the elections, and once the election is gone, they go home. They don't come and service the ward. They don't service the ward. They don't service the different polling units. They don't have the people that can make it. Abgli might not stand so much of a chance. You understand? So, but Honorable Tony himself, wonderful man, good personality, track record, very good person. But the party is going within this election might just be a thought force to help the bigger guy win. And I don't know who he's playing for. At the end of the day, he could help Hope Uzodinma win the election, no matter how you want to look at it. Because he's going to spoil the chances of, the PDP and, of course, the Labour Party. Because now they're all going to share the votes, and then APC is going to keep their own structure, and the rest of them are going to bicker over the little vote. But for Honorable Tony, like I told you his full name, he's a wonderful man. I've heard him speak a lot of times. He has a technocrat. He has a lot upstairs to offer. But sadly, the party is not the right party. He should come to APC. We'll
Can you imagine? I know.
May God help us.
I know that's how you will end this. It's always APC.
Yeah.
I
I
can't
said,
believe
I said APC, if you guys can
voting
locate
for
Kenneth,
APC.
you are lucky.
Oh my
You need
God.
Kenneth, not Keyam. APC, you need Kenneth, not Keyam.
I
APC,
think
you need Kenneth, not Keyam.
I think Kenneth is another version of Keanu, but
No,
the younger one.
No. Kenneth is actually making, it's not coming to, Keyam is ready to jump on things, but Kenneth will locate the facts, you understand? And even when they are not, they are stubborn. And truth be said, it's a younger version of Keyam.
Kenneth, I have somebody like you here in the UK too. His name is Kenneth.
His name is Kenneth.
Two of you will live together.
Oh my God. And he's a big supporter of
APC.
Of course. Good things coming, Kenneth.
See?
Anyway, thank you all for being part of the show today.
Yes.
Viewers, later we're going to have Meet the Author with our dear Luther to talk more on that book. But we'll have to wrap up the show now because of time. Thank you all, Daddy Chris, Kenneth, Joy, and Luther, all the way from US as well. Joy and Kenneth, all the way from Abuja, for being on the show today. Hopefully, we'll do this again tomorrow. And just before we go, don't forget our Srtv packages. We have the travel tour where we book your tickets, and anything you want to do, we are here for you. Study in the UK, visa application support, whatever you want, all the packages are available. As well, we'll talk about magazine as low as 30K. You can showcase yourself and, of course, your brand, your product to the world. And we have our renters as well. We have all equipment available just for your use. Call us and we'll be there for you as well for your coverage. Yes, your video coverage, photo shoot, video coverage, and broadcast. Even live streaming will be there for you, just a call away. And don't forget our production outlet as well. It's a beautiful place. You need to go there. Just walk in with your crew. All you have to do is just walk in and you start shooting. This place is set up for your use as low as. I don't want to say that, but just reach out to us and check it out yourself. Thank you so much for being on the show today. Remember that peace is priceless, and ahead of that election, we sue for peace. We urge the youth, especially, don't be used as instrument for destruction. Is your future we're talking about? So please, and that is why we organized the next president show, TV reality show where you can come and showcase. Instead of working for one old man, working for selfish politicians, why not come and showcase yourself to the world so that when you get there, eventually you know how to run that office. We'll see you again, but before we go, remember to subscribe to all our social media platforms. Subscribe to us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and X, and of course YouTube. Subscribe, hit on the notification bell, and of course invite somebody to the page. Leave us with your comments as well. We'd love to hear from you. I remain yours truly, Princess Cassie, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
Hooray! The next President Show is here again. Are you aged between 18 and 30, smart, bold, and possess exceptional leadership skills? Do you have what it takes to be the next youth governor and future youth president? Then register free now at superiorradioandtelevision.com or call the number on the screen. The next President reality TV show, moving politics out of the polite drawing room into the clamor of the streets. Are you a filmmaker in Abuja and its environ? Do you need a place for your music video, or you need a venue for your conference and even an editing suite for your post-production? Look no further. Our beautiful turret in Lokugoma has it all. We have a whole floor that consists of 3-angle lounge, a beautiful dining area, a large kitchen, a conference area that can comfortably accommodate 60 persons, and 5-bedroom adaptable for all kinds of shoots. The good news is all is available at affordable price. And you know what? If you are a member of the Association of Movie Producers of Nigeria, you have 20% discount. So what are you waiting for? Hurry and contact us on the numbers on your screen now.